weighing in the cars before the race was a quite difficult matter for the different racing departments. Every company naturally had difficulty in getting their cars just under the limit of 750 kilos. And not all cars of the same type weighed the same. There was a difference, say, of 10 to 15 pounds. Now, if you are 15 pounds over the limit, the organizers are not going to accept the car, and you cannot know beforehand what the car is going to weigh exactly. Also, not all scales weigh exactly the same weight. So we generally went to the official scrutineering with a rather anxious feeling, and we knew that all our competitors were going to stand there and have a good look, and were going to be very pleased if we were too heavy. On one occasion, one of the cars was too heavy, and the only possibility we found in that moment was to scratch off the paint, which was white at that time, and which had rather thick coating to make the panels look nice and even. We had to scrape all this nice paint off, which had cost a lot of money, a lot of time, and had to expose the blank aluminium. We got off quite a lot of pounds, and the car was inside the limits. And from that time on, our cars weren't painted anymore, and they had this well-known aluminum color. Now, if you had won a race, sometimes you had to prove your car was inside the limits, because the competitors and maybe the racing organizers weren't quite sure that after scrutineering you hadn't put something into your car. Of course, it would have been possible, if you were too heavy, to take out some gears and only have the first gear in and leave without the other gears, and for the race naturally to put them in again. So they weren't never quite certain. So sometimes you had to prove after you had won a race that the car wasn't too heavy. And on one occasion I can remember that our car was actually a few pounds over the limits. Now in this case you can't take anything out of the car, or everybody's looking on. And now the formula said that the car should be dry, that is, without gas and without oil. And the only thing we could do was to disassemble the whole car and wipe oil off every single part of the car. And by doing that and assembling the car dry again, we actually got in the limits. But that was quite a narrow affair.